Hola muchachos, ¿qué tal? Buenos días. Aquí tienen el horario para hoy, miércoles el 15 de noviembre. Homework that's due for today, Spanish 1, capítulo 1b, workbook pages. Homework due for Friday is your poema En Diamante, Yo Soy Yo, which can be found on textbook page 59. Daily objectives for today: to describe what others and yourself are like in personality, using descriptive adjectives. Our warm-up for today is out of the textbook, exercise 8, page 56, where you are going to describe, as is done in the model, what each of these people are like given the picture using the descriptive adjectives, which are the key vocabulary terms for this chapter, which can be found on page 46 of the textbook. Perdón, muchachos, página 70. Discúlpame. Perdóname, página 70, aquí están la lista de vocabulario clave para este capítulo. And you also have this vocabulary laid out in this document. The key terms and concepts for Chapter 1B. This is your study guide for Chapter 1B. This document can be found in modules at the very top of the module for Chapter 1B. All right, let's take a look at your warm-up. Back to page 56. Describing each of those folks according to the picture, utilizing that key vocabulary. For example, ¿Cómo es Paloma? Paloma es trabajadora. ¿Cómo es Elena? Elena es perezosa. ¿Cómo es Marisol? Marisol es artística, or we could say Marisol es talentosa. ¿Cómo es Felipe? Felipe es gracioso. So make sure your adjectives reflect the picture and also the gender of the person featured. We'll review your homework next as it relates to the notes that we took last class on page 55 about the grammar of adjectives. Adjectives have both masculine, feminine, and then also even gender-neutral forms. Masculine adjectives usually end in O, like ordenado, simpático. Feminine adjectives, which are used to describe feminine nouns, typically end in A. Gender-neutral adjectives end in E and can be used to describe both masculine and feminine nouns. And also, ista is a gender-neutral suffix for adjectives that can be used to describe both masculine and feminine nouns. That is what's articulated at the top of this homework assignment. You can watch the video as it relates to this homework assignment in terms of how to go about it. That video is in the agenda for last class, and it's embedded in the assignment. I'm not going to go over all the answers here. We'll go over all the answers together with you in class today. After we do that, we're going to spend time in class working on your poema En Diamante. That can be found on page 59. Title this El Poema Soy, and then your name. You're going to replace Elena with your name. And then here is how you're going to create this poem. This poem has 4 parts to it. The 4th part is not pictured. It's going to revert back to what we covered in Chapter 1A, and I'll cover that at the very end of this video. So there are 3 parts. The 3 parts are highlighted, 3 primary parts are highlighted in different colors. You're going to begin this poem, soy, and then your name. Then, and by the way, you want to do this poem on a printer sheet of paper so that it's easy to decorate. So, soy Elena, or whatever name. En general, soy, and then 2 adjectives that best describe you. What two adjectives do you think best describe you? Pick those and make sure they agree in gender. For example, soy reservada y ordenada. A veces is sometimes. So here you're going to choose three adjectives that you can relate to occasionally. Sometimes you're outgoing, sometimes you're funny, or sometimes you can become impatient. A veces soy atrevida, graciosa, o impaciente. So replace these three adjectives with your three that can describe you on occasion. And then finally, the third part, no soy, and then pick two adjectives that don't describe you at all. No soy ni deportista ni artística. And then before you finish off here with yo soy yo, the component that I would like you to add are two more statements indicating what you like, me gusta,
Me gusta.
indicating what you don't like.
A mí no me gusta.
So one statement beginning with me gusta, and then pick two activities, two verbs that you enjoy doing in your free time, just like how you did last chapter. Me gusta practicar deportes y usar la computadora. Me gusta jugar videojuegos y escuchar música. No me gusta usar la computadora o trabajar. No me gusta practicar deportes o dibujar. So, two statements. One statement is me gusta, the other statement is no me gusta. And for each of those two statements, you're going to provide two verbs, two activities that you like, and two activities that you don't like to do. And you're going to add that right at the very end of your poema en diamante before you conclude it with the expression así soy yo. So me gusta, no me gusta is going to go right before así soy yo, or I think it's soy yo soy. Yep. So me gusta, and then two verbs. No me gusta, and then two verbs. And then finish off yo soy yo. Once you have this written out, you're going to decorate the corners with drawings, pictures, photos, newspaper clippings, magazine clippings, imagery that describes you or reflects the responses that you provided in your poem. Visual representation of what you've written, the elements that you've included. And then when you have that done, you're going to submit an image of that in Canvas. And then you're going to also submit a recording like this one, an audio or video recording where you orally present your poem, orally recite your poem. And that can be an audio or video file. So essentially two submissions for this assignment, one being the picture of your actual poem and the other being a recording of your poem.